All day.
All right, care for a spot of tea? We're going to talk about the annual Northwest Tea Festival coming soon to Seattle. Also coming up at 9:45.
So Seattle may be a coffee town, but another drink definitely has a huge following in the Emerald City.
Sure does. Straight ahead, we're going to talk about the upcoming Northwest Tea Festival and tell you how you can enjoy some samples of the finest teas from all over the world. After the break, don't go away. 9:15, you're watching Q13 Fox News this morning. There's a reason we're playing this song. Very soon, lots of Seattleites are going to trade in their cappuccinos and their lattes for a spot of tea. The annual Northwest Tea Festival is going to take place October 2nd and 3rd at the Seattle Center. And the event features world-renowned tea experts, shopping, and, of course, lots of tea tasting. And with more on the festival, we're talking this morning with Anne-Marie Phillips of Choice Organic Teas and also our old friend George DiPasquale, founder of Essential Baking Company. Hello to you again, and nice to meet you.
Nice to be here. Thank you, Mark.
So tell us about this tea festival. This sounds like a blast.
It is a blast. In fact, this is the 3rd annual Northwest Tea Festival, and it promises to be bigger and better. Last year we doubled our attendance, and this year it promises to be bigger and better. More vendors such as Choice Organic Teas, Perennial Tea Room, Barnes & Watson, all local vendors that have been here for 20 years or more. We're also adding a 4th tea tasting booth where you can taste tea with a tea expert leading you through the tasting process, and you can purchase wonderful fine teas and teaware from local Northwest tea vendors.
So back in the old days, I would go to brewing festivals where they put like a thing on your wrist and you could have all the tastes, and then you would get in trouble with your wife and the police. And then, so how does it work here? Do you keep an eye on people who are having too much tea?
You bring up a good point. I think it's one of those. It's much like a wine tasting festival that you get to taste all these different teas, teas from all over the world. And
so let's break down something, because I want to give George a little time to talk about the crumpet side of our tea and crumpets today. What's new in the tea world? When I was a kid, it was Lipton bags in the kitchen, and that was all we had. So talk about what's new.
You know, lots of wonderful teas from all over the world are becoming more and more available in the U.S. And for instance, Choice Organic Teas, we're launching 5 new teas with the Jane Goodall Good for All brand.
May I try some?
Absolutely. In fact, I poured you a little cup right here.
This is a black tea?
It's a black tea. It's called our Wild Forest Black, and it is from wild tea trees in Vietnam. They're ancient tea trees. They grow 60 feet tall. They're over 500 years old.
Wow.
And it just provides a really deep, mysterious black tea.
That's really cool. And what's the lighter one over here?
This is from Barnes & Watson, another local tea purveyor. And this is their Emerald Blossom Green Tea. Would you like to try one of those?
Yeah, I would, actually. And as I try that, George, why don't you take it over right here? What goes well with tea?
Well, yeah, so we're doing the tea festival, and I wanted to kind of
thank you.
Touch into the old English tradition of having, tea in the afternoon with a little bit of lovely cake, So we decided to do some tea cakes, and that's what we got here. So we've got a lemon raspberry tea cake, a blueberry orange, and carrot pineapple. I wanted to kind of mix it up with the flavors a little bit, too.
That looks really good. How do you get this kind of sugary glaze on top? What do you do to make that?
It's sugar.
just dump a bunch of sugar on it?
Yeah, kind of.
Wow. Don't get technical on it, George.
Right.
His entourage is giving me the stink eye over here. So, a lot of people are hardcore coffee drinkers. Is there an education that takes place when you decide to tackle tea? Because it seems like there might be a lot to learn.
Again, don't let the tea intimidate you. You can enjoy tea whether you're a novice or whether you want to be a tea geek, as some of us like to call ourselves. There's a lot to learn about tea, but you can also enjoy it. There's no rules about tea. I know people get a little intimidated.
It's not a party foul to put cream in tea or anything like that?
Absolutely. In fact, this Wild Forest Black would hold the cream very well. You can have a little green tea with some honey. But again, there's just so many different teas there.
I've got to ask you about this one. What is in that? Because when I put it up to my face, it smells fruity, kind of. It's so cool.
Well, green tea traditionally has a little bit of more of a spring
blossoms.
flavor.
Yeah.
Sure. just being green tea, it has more of a vegetal flavoring, a lighter, kind of crisper flavor.
Vegetal.
A little bit more astringent.
That's very nice. So, George, are you guys going to be selling your stuff there too?
We are, and also we're the food provider for the tea festival too. So we're going to be doing lunch, soups and salads and sandwiches, along with the tea cakes.
Well, it sounds like perfect fun for the fall. Anne-Marie Phillips and George C. Pasquale, thanks a lot, you guys, for being here. It's always good to see you, and Anne-Marie, nice to meet you. It sounds like a fun festival, and it's, as we said, going to be taking place at Seattle Center Saturday from 9 to 6 and Sunday from 9 to 4 Admission is free. There is a suggested donation if you can do that of $5. You're going to sample some of the finest teas from all over the world and get to talk one-on-one with the tea experts. Lily, I'll send it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, guys. This morning.